It is midnight, July 1st, 1776. A man rides alone through a violent thunderstorm, 80 miles of dark Delaware roads stretching out before him. Let's pause for a moment. Welcome to our History Sparks Storytime. I am Sarah, and if this is your first time joining us, welcome. If not, you know the drill. Let's continue. He is soaked to the bone. He is in pain. He is suffering from a cancer on his face so severe that he wears a green scarf to cover it, and the entire future of America is riding with him. 3 days from now, we celebrate 250 years of this country. 250 years of the greatest experiment in self-government the world has ever known. But today, right here on July 1st, I want to tell you what almost did not happen. Because the story of how America was born is not just a story of great ideas on parchment. It is a story of real people, in real moments, making impossible choices. Stay with me. This one will give you chills straight through to the 4th of July. Philadelphia, July 1st, 1776. 56 delegates from 13 colonies have gathered inside the Pennsylvania State House, the building we now call Independence Hall. Outside, it is sweltering. Inside, it feels like the fate of a nation is pressing down on every man in the room. Because it is. Today is the day Congress will debate, for the last time, whether these colonies will declare independence from the most powerful empire on earth. Tomorrow they will vote. And nobody knows how it will go. The first man to speak is John Dickinson of Pennsylvania. He is brilliant, he is respected, and he is terrified, not of Britain, but of what independence might cost. He rises and tells the room, and I love that history recorded his exact words. The consequences involved in this motion are of such magnitude that I tremble under the oppressive honor of sharing in its determination. He pleads with his colleagues. He argues that the colonies are not ready, that war with Britain could destroy everything they have built, that they need more time, more allies, more preparation. When he finishes, the room goes silent, and nobody answers him. Nobody wants to take on John Dickinson. He is too well-liked, too persuasive, and so the room sits in silence. Then John Adams stands up. Adams later wrote that he waited, hoping someone, anyone, less controversial than himself would rise first. But when no one did, he walked to the front of that room and delivered what Thomas Jefferson would later call one of the greatest speeches in American history. Jefferson wrote that Adams was, and this is Jefferson's own word, our colossus on the floor. He said Adams moved the delegates from their seats with the power of his words. Adams argued that the time for waiting was over, that the moment had come, that these colonies were already at war, already a nation in everything but name, and that the only question left was whether they would have the courage to say so out loud. The room began to shift, but here is where the story takes a turn. When the first informal vote was taken that afternoon, it was not enough. 9 colonies said yes, 2 said no, 1 was divided. And 1 colony's seat was empty, Delaware. Delaware had 3 delegates. Thomas McKean was for independence. George Reed was against it, and the third man, the tiebreaker, was not even in the room. His name was Caesar Rodney, and he was 80 miles away in Dover, Delaware, dealing with a loyalist uprising, completely unaware that everything was about to depend on him. That evening, Thomas McKean sent an urgent rider galloping south toward Delaware with a message for Rodney. The vote for American independence is tomorrow morning. Delaware is deadlocked. You are the only one who can break the tie. Come now. Rodney read the message. He did not hesitate. At midnight, as July 1st turned into July 2nd, Caesar Rodney mounted his horse and rode north into the storm. For 18 straight hours, through thunder and lightning, through roads turned to rivers of mud, through flooded creeks and summer darkness, he rode. A journey that normally took 2 days. He covered it in 1 night. His doctor had warned him that the ride could worsen his illness. He went anyway. He could not see well through the rain. He could barely breathe. He was in pain with every mile. He rode anyway. The next morning, July 2nd, 1776, the delegates of the Continental Congress looked up from their seats, A man is standing in the doorway, soaked through, mud-caked boots, green scarf around his face, still catching his breath. Thomas McKean later recalled that he met Caesar Rodney at the very door of Independence Hall, still wearing his boots and spurs. Rodney walked to his seat. Delaware was called. He voted yes. And with that single vote, Delaware swung to independence. South Carolina, seeing the tide, followed. Pennsylvania changed its position. The holdouts fell into line. The next day, July 2nd, 12 colonies voted for independence, and on July 4th, 1776, the words that would echo for 250 years were formally adopted. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. Because one man rode through a thunderstorm all night, I think about Caesar Rodney every time I hear someone say that one person cannot make a difference. He was sick. He was in pain. The roads were flooded. It was the middle of the night. Every reasonable voice in his head probably told him to wait until morning. He did not wait. And because he did not wait, we have a country. 3 days from now, when the fireworks go up and the flags wave and the music plays, I hope you will think about him for just a moment. And about all the people throughout 250 years of American history who showed up when it mattered, who rode through the storm, who stood up when the room was silent. Those are the people who built this country. And that is exactly why I believe so deeply in something I want to share with you today. Every single family in America has its own story of people who showed up. People who rode through storms. People who made sacrifices that nobody ever wrote down. Have you ever thought about what it would mean to write those stories down? To leave behind the courage and the love and the hard choices that only you know about, so that the people who come after you will know where they came from? The stories in your family are treasures, and there is a free family story writing guide right below this video, waiting for you. I want you to have it. Because 250 years from now, the stories that matter most will be the ones that were written down. Do not let yours disappear. If today's story fired something up inside you, if you felt even a little of what those delegates felt in that room 250 years ago, I would love for you to be here every single day with our History Sparks family. We celebrate this country's stories together every morning, the famous and the forgotten, the battles and the breakthroughs, the ordinary people who did extraordinary things. Hit that subscribe button and join us. We have so much more to share with you. And this 4th of July, however you celebrate, remember what it cost. Remember who rode through the storm. I am Sarah. Happy 250th America. And I will see you right back here tomorrow on History Sparks.